Hi, my name is Emir Dimitrov and I'm from Bulgaria, and in this video I'm going to walk you through my game. So I'll begin with my game concept sketch. As a whole, the game is a first-person experience where the player takes the role of a hero who discovers that the electricity power has been sabotaged by a thief, and the player's mission is to explore the environment, uncover the sabotage, and ultimately catch the thief before the timer runs out. The terrain is 1000 by 1000 open world 3D, and as of the thief's story, he was once a resident of the village in a distant eco area, known for his rude and unfriendly behavior. Over time, the community grew tired of his constant disrespect and decided they no longer wanted him living among them. And after years, when he came back, he decided to sabotage their solar panels and wind turbines that power their clean energy future. Although he's not officially wounded, his return poses a serious threat to both villages, and the player has to stop him before he causes irreversible damage. And that's the game as a whole. There is a appealing start and exit button. At the start of the game, the thief character who roams across the terrain, and also the player who has attached the FPS controller and is able to move around the map. So let's continue with the game. First of all, I want to mention that this is my first time ever creating a game, and also my first time using Unity, and I really put a lot of effort into this game. So this is the start of the game. The game is called Chase for Power. There is a start and exit button. When you press start, the game starts, and when you press on exit, you quit the game. So we're gonna press on start. Now I'm gonna wait it to load. And now we have on the screen our terrain. We can see the forest, the grass, the street lights, and all of that. At the top we can see the timer, which is 5 minutes. We have 5 minutes to catch the thief. At the bottom we can see a note explaining the story of the villages and the thief. And then we press on space to continue to the next one. We have a continued story on this note, and then on the third last note, we see that the thief promises destruction to both villages. Then we press on space, the timer starts countdown, and now we're gonna be able to explore the terrain. The player moves with LSAD, space to jump, and shift to run. Here behind us is the first village, which is powered by solar panels. There are street lamps, some wells that I put there. Kind of a big mountain right here behind the village. And then we go there on this field after the trees. Another thing I want to mention is that I'm more on the creative side because I like to create beautiful terrains, and also that I like to make it visually appealing. And here we can see the solar panels with the transformer box, the generator that powers the village, and solar panels collect the energy and put it in the generator who spreads it to the houses. And now the thief sabotaged this generator and he ran to the next village. So we're gonna come back here. Also, the light changed because I created a day and night cycle with moving shadows. We have 3 minutes left, and in order to go to the next village, you're gonna have to follow the street lamps. So here we are at the second village, which is powered by the wind turbines. There are 6 here and 2 right on that hill right there. The village is kind of the same like the other one. I put the houses kind of the same way with streetlights, a city hall there. The different thing that is from the other village. Also, the wind turbines are rotating by the Kodai Road. And here, next to the city hall behind that house, we have the generator for this village, which collects the energy from the wind turbines. And now the thief has to come here. There he is. He's moving like that. I put 2 or 3 animations for him and wrote a code so he could move to the generators and sabotage them too. But my idea was, so yeah, now he sabotaged it right here. My idea originally was when the player goes very close like that to the thief, a cutscene to start. And in this cutscene, I imagine that the player pushes the thief, he falls on the ground, 2 police officers come into the scene, take him out of the ground, and also take him out of the scene. There's a blackout screen and 1 message maybe, but this is the only thing that I wasn't able to fully implement, the final cutscene. However, I already have a clear idea for it, and I'm really excited to learn and develop those skills in the university. And yeah, now the timer is on 15 seconds. When it's on 30, ticking sound starts, and if you don't catch him, as you can't because I couldn't create the cutscene, the timer makes this, and you've kind of lost the game because you couldn't catch the thief. And that's it for the game. As of my preparation for the game, I started creating a PowerPoint where I put some photos that I want to implement in my game. Here are the solar panels that I decided to put kind of on the same way, the generator here that I put next to the solar panels. Then are the wind turbines on the hill. I wanted to do kind of the same with the grass on the hill and the wind turbines rotating next to a village. I tried to do this one because I wanted all the turbines to be kind of next to each other. And here are some screenshots when I created the terrain with the street lamps, with the forests and all that. Here next is when I put the solar panels and the wind turbines. This is the whole terrain ready with the houses and all that. And at the end, the wind turbine village, which I implemented later because I wasn't sure where to put it. Here I have a little sketch that I created before I started creating the game. The game starts, there are notes explaining the story and everything. There's this timer that starts after the notes are done. Then the player explores the terrain, find the thief, and the ending with a cutscene. But as I mentioned, I wasn't able to create it at all, the ending with a cutscene. Then here I have a similar sketch where I put the player as the main character, as he is. He needs to prevent power losses and catch a thief, whereas the thief has to sabotage the solar panels and the wind turbines. There are some actions happening between all of these, and right here at the right, there's a big green terrain with forest, trees, and wildlife, and solar panel array. That's as for all that. And this is the research that I did before I started creating the game. Here I explained that the Sustainable Development Goal 7 aims to improve energy efficiency, affordability, reliability, sustainable and modern energy for all. And also, it focuses on increasing the use of renewable energy sources like wind, solar, hydropower, and also improving energy efficiency and expanding access to electricity, especially in underserved regions. And clean energy is essential for reducing greenhouse gas emissions, fighting climate change, and supporting economic growth in a sustainable way. Also, here I gathered some information how solar panels work, how wind power works, and here this research ensured our virtual systems in the game, while simplified maintains specific credibility in representing solar energy's dependence on daylight hours and weather, and the need for energy storage solutions, and also the wind power relationship to geographic features and weather patterns. And this is for my research. And that was everything for my game walkthrough, and I'm really excited to keep learning and improving, and I'm looking forward to what comes next.